Hi there! Today I have my Halloween nostalgia book, and this is one of my Junk Journal Pages and Ephemera books. It's available on Amazon, and today we're going to go through and we are going to put the Junk Journal pages together and make a booklet of it, and then we're going to go through some of the ephemera and decorate it. So I also have these papers available on my Etsy shop. So whichever you prefer, it does come in book form on Amazon, or I have the papers available on Etsy that you can print yourself, so whichever you prefer. And I went ahead and I cut the spine off of this one, and I have a heavy duty guillotine. Now you can either you could cut it yourself if you have a heavy duty guillotine, or take it to an office store and they can cut the spine off for you. The other thing is you can heat the spine and remove the pages that way. So I have a lot of instructions on that. I have some tutorials on YouTube, and all of my books come with an instruction page with them. So what you would do is you would open it to the center of the book and then press down on the spine to break the spine, and you can use a craft heating tool or a blow dryer and loosen the glue and then pull the pages out. Now, if you do that method, a lot of times they're kind of messy with glue, so you'd want to cut about 1/4 of an inch off, and just make sure you cut the same amount off of all the pages. All right, and then this one comes with some lovely backgrounds. The colors for this book are mostly like plums and purple and orange and black and some yellows. So really vibrant colors. And then we have our lovely ladies. So our witches are 1950 witches, and they have their brooms and their fashionable hats and their lace masks. So what we're going to do, I'll get all of the Junk Journal pages here together, and we're going to fold them in half and make a booklet out of that. And then we also have some pocket pages. So we have these cute little kids, another theme in here. So we definitely have witches and their spells and their potions, and then we have kids that are in wizardry school. So the cute little kids. And this will be a pocket page. We'll make that. And then we have our handsome vampire-ish type men. And we'll make the pocket pages out of that. And then we have some ephemera, some tags, and beautiful papers on the back. So you can either use the ephemera or the papers. And some more tags. A cute little 1950s martini paper there. Then we've got witch's supper and some 1950s party food. Then that's kind of like one of those horror movies from the 50s. We got a ticket to Transylvania, and some more background papers. Then we have our little words, trick or treat, if you've got it, haunted. So just some different sayings and another background paper. Now with these, so what I did, these are 1/4 page cards, and I didn't put them back to back, and I'll tell you why. Because you could cut these out and you could mix and match, or you could put cardstock in between them to make them even sturdier. So that's why I didn't do them back to back, and that has that instruction on there. We'll do that together, but you could give these out as little Halloween cards. And then we have some landscape pages, magical. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put our booklet together first, and then we'll decorate and embellish it. Okay, so to put these pages together, we're going to start this way. Like, this is going to be our cover. So I'm going to fold this way. And you just have to get them in half. There's no need to score them. Just line them up, line up the edges, and then fold it in half, and take your bone folder and get a nice crisp edge. And then what we're going to do is lay that, let me get my pages back here, we're going to lay that down like this and stack them on top. So the next one, we want to go like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this started here. And you can always check to make sure, yeah, that makes sense. And that makes sense, to make sure you folded it the correct way. And you can always rearrange them if you need to. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and speed things up so that the video doesn't get too long, but you get the idea of what I'm doing. And see there, in just a matter of minutes, you have a book. Nice little Halloween booklet. And we will bind this together and then decorate it some, but we can flip through here. Love potion. And you can see how the pages then match up, and you've got plenty of writing room in this one. Of course, we love our black cats on Halloween. There's our witches. And these little kids who are learning to be wizards. And she's mixing up a potion there. It says the witch accepts no liability for side effects. We've got a spider web. A handsome dude there and a smoking drink. I love that image. This is a nice thick one. Some of mine are, the booklets end up larger than others. And this one, I had plenty of images to work with. I was really inspired. So I just kept on going. And so this is going to be a nice thick little junk journal. Okay, so now we're going to bind it. And I got to figure out what kind of binding I want to do this time. Okay, I finally remembered I have my new crocodile, so I'm finally going to use it. I keep forgetting in all my other projects that I got a new one. However, I do not have the right size eyelet, so I need 3/16. So I'm going to be getting those, but we're still going to use the crocodile today because it makes a nice, smoother, round hole in my awl, and then I'm going to put this ribbon through. These are the closest colors I found. I don't have the exact right colors, but I think they look pretty nice with that. Okay, so we're going to open our booklet to the center. And, I need to get my alligator clips or paper clips because we want to make sure it stays nice and together. Let me grab that. You just want some clips or clamps to hold the book together while you're putting your holes through. So we'll go ahead and make sure we got it lined up. Oh, you know what? We should put the pocket pages in first before we make our holes. Let me do that. My bad. Okay, so these are our pocket pages. And you can just follow the instructions. It says fold this flap up, then fold the page inward in half lengthwise with this flap on the outside, and then glue the outside edges of the flap to create a shortened pocket page within your journal. So you're just going to fold this up like this. And you can see where that design ends. You see what I mean? Like right here. So that's how far you want to fold it. So we'll fold it like that and go ahead and get our foam folder and then fold it this way. Inward lengthwise. That's what I meant by that little phrase. So we'll just go ahead and fold like that. And then we're going to get our glue and just glue this side down and this side down. Let me get a paper towel. Alrighty. So just a nice little thin bead of glue is all you need right there. And then the same on the other side. I love having these little pocket pages in my junk journal, and you can put your tags down in there. They're really great for any memorabilia, like if you go on a trip and you have things that you've saved, you can stick down in these pockets because they're a nice size. And they end up nice and sturdy. Okay, so, and the nice thing about them being half pages is you really can fit them anywhere within your journal because they're not going to cover up the entire page. So, since it's the kids, let's put it here. See how it looks on this side. It's not a perfect fit on that side. So let's see, maybe a different page. There we go, there's another kiddo. Okay. So let's see how it works on this one. And that one would be on that. Yeah, perfect. And so then that's your little pocket page, and you got lots of room in there to add your keepsakes. All right, let's make our other pocket page. So fold this flap up. And then lengthwise. Don't you just love these colors? I know I do. I wanted something nice and bright and cheery. Even though it's Halloween, we still can have our pretty colors. If I get my glue working here. I'm not sure that it's coming out. Ooh. Is it? No. Technical difficulties here. Okay, so let's see where we want to put these fellas. Oh, let's see. We've got our love potion there. Oh yeah, look at those colors. That is great. Okay, all right. And you can, put them anywhere you would like. They don't have any certain order. Now what I'm doing is I'm making sure that these pocket pages are where I want them before we go putting our holes in. And that one's good. Where's our fellas? Now see, they can be moved down a little bit. There we go. Yeah. Okay. So now I have them where I like them, and we're going to clip these together so they stay in place. I usually have much larger ones, but I don't know where they've gotten to. I need to get some more bigger clips. So now what we're going to do, I've got a little template, so I made this where it'll line up the holes properly, and then that just makes it a little bit easier instead of having to guess every time. And I just took 2 inches of cardstock, scored it, folded it in half, and then put my marks where I like them on my junk journals, and you can do that same thing. Okay, so we're going to get the Crop-A-Down. I don't know if you have used one, but today, since I don't have my eyelets, we're just going to make a hole, and we're going to make a 3/16 inch hole. So, this piece moves up here. We're going to put it all the way back to the 3/16, and you can see down here, that's where it'll make our hole right there. So, go ahead and hold these together and put this where that plunger is. I think I'm in the middle. So, yep. Now we'll press down through all the layers. Okay. And then on this side, same thing. We're just gonna, and see where I'm looking there, you can see where that little hammer or lever is gonna come down and make the hole. And we'll do eyelets once I get the right size. I feel like that's gonna, there we go. Okay, so now that just makes a little bit smoother of a hole. Oh gosh, I was off a little bit on that one. That's okay. It just makes a little bit smoother of a hole to put our ribbons through. And we can actually put it through while we still have that clipped together. So I'm going to use 2 of these because I did that for my fall nostalgia one. I thought it looked so pretty with this translucent ribbon. That really made the difference. Should be easier to thread this time with a larger hole like this. At least I hope so. You can always put wax if you're having trouble. You could melt some wax and put that on the ends, and that kind of helps you get it through, but I think we're going to be able to. Last time I used my scissors, so we got both ends through, and we'll just try not to use more than I need, but yeah, that looks pretty good because I want to have some loose. Let me get my fall one. I'll show you how that one turned out. Here it is. So this is my fall nostalgia, and I really liked how that turned out with both of those, so that's why I was going to do that same thing with this one. So I want to make sure I have enough. And really, I think I'm just going to go ahead and pull that through as far as I can because I don't want my ribbon to be too short because it looks better with a nice amount there. At least I think so. And you can just play with it till you get it the way you like it. I tend to go through phases, and I'm just really liking that look right now. So then we can take our clamps off, and we've got our book together. And so now we can work on our ephemera and on decorating it. All right, next we are going to do some of the ephemera, and I've got several options here. So we've got these tags, and I love that cat. I think I might do these because of this Halloween, but we're going to see. The other thing is I have to determine if I want to keep some of the background papers instead. And then I really like these too. They've got all these really cool food items. We've got a spider crawling toward the food there. But again, background paper and some more awesome tags. So I think what I'm going to do, and we've got these little sayings too. But I think what I'm going to do, because I really like these bolder tags on this one, and so I think I'm going to use these. And I mean, you could use all of them as tags, but I just want to use these for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on cardstock because then we can stamp on the back of this cardstock. And you really could use any color, but if you want to stamp on it, then you want to use a color where it'll show up. So what I'm going to do, I've got this double sticky paper, and I get this from Amazon. You can get it almost anywhere, but double-sided sticky. We're going to take this main page off, and we're going to put our cardstock down on it. And this isn't exactly 8.5 by 11 cardstock, so it won't fit exactly. And I can tell you, once you put this down, it grabs and you are done. So line it as best you can. And then we'll turn it over. And when we pull this sticky side off, we're then going to put our ephemera down face up so that then it is attached to our cardstock. And we didn't have to glue it, you know, piece by piece. That's why I like to do it like this. You can also make stickers. If you didn't want to use cardstock, you could just make stickers out of your ephemera. So you would put this, of course, on the top, and you would not have the cardstock on the other side. So when you peeled it off, it's a sticker. You could cut them out first. All right, let's see what we can do here. Trying to get it as I'm talking. I had to catch that end and get it started. So just peel this off. Of course, I got that edge there, so it's going to try to stick to everything else. And then we're going to put our paper like so. And then we can cut them out. So we'll just fussy cut them. And let's just start on the edge. And I'll go off camera and cut the rest and come back because y'all know how to fussy cut. So I just take my larger scissors first, and then I'll come back in with my fussy cut scissors and go around the edges. So I'll be right back. Alrighty, all cut out. And so anywhere where you have a little bit of white edge, you could go around with some ink and ink that up. And we'll go ahead and punch some of our tags and put some ribbon on them. And then we can put them in the pocket. So we got 4 regular tags here and then just some other ephemera pieces. Now let's stamp. So I like to, I've got this, you know, in packing, and I like to cut it up and then I can use it as my stamping pad. Nothing fancy. I mean, I'm not a big stamper. I do like to stamp, but it's not my sole purpose. So, you know, like I'll stamp scrap things on scrapbooks and junk journals. So, you know, like I'm kind of an amateur stamper, I guess you'd say. And I definitely want to take some ink. I've got purple here. I love her vibrant dress. It's like a magenta, I'd say, more than purple. All right, let me get my little dauber here, and hopefully this will blend pretty well color-wise. Yep, it will. You just want to take some of that harsh white from the paper off. Okay. And then I'm going to use the same color for stamping on the back. See, that's why I like to put the cardstock. Not only does it make them thicker, but then it also, you can stamp a little something on there. And I have these moons that I thought was perfect. It's moons and stars, but I thought that would be a good one for the Halloween one. Now, I got these stamps. Oh my goodness. If you haven't watched any of my hauls, where I like to get the warehouse. Well, I've never used this one, obviously. Even know if I can get it apart. The warehouse hauls, whenever they have their mystery boxes, I just love that. And I think this was in the Prima one. Get all kinds of goodies that you just otherwise would not go out and purchase. And they're nice surprises. Oh, that probably doesn't come off. Told you I wasn't much of a stamper. Seems like it should, though, because how's it going to stick to my block? Oh, well. Because, see, now it's not going to stick to my block. And this is definitely the side that needs to stamp. Oh, it does. It has to come off. Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. It's got to, because well, it does not want to. Phew, it took me a minute to get it started, but I finally got it. I was afraid it was going to tear. I kept feeling like it was going to tear. I don't know if it got overheated. It seems like maybe it melted to this. There we go. That makes more sense. Now I can put it on the block. Not that that block's probably not the exact right size, but okay. So then we'll just go ahead, ink that up a little bit. Wonder if we should probably do a test page. Yeah, let's do a little test page first. See how evenly it stands. Oh, pretty. Oh, I like that. Okay. Really like that. Might be a little bit too small for this. So let's put it toward the bottom, and then that way I have room at the top to write and stuff, or if I want to add anything. Pretty. I like it. Okay, very good. And so then you got room up here if you want to write something, but we're going to punch the hole and put some thread through all of these, and then we can put them in the book. I grabbed some various ribbons that I think might work and match them. I kind of wanted to make sure that ink was dry before I work on that one. And you could definitely stamp your other ones too. And then we'll just take and put our holes. great. And I can tell you one thing, I am going to be ordering more of this translucent ribbon. I really like it. So I got it on Amazon. If you want me to put the link, I will. Hopefully it's still available. You know how things are on Amazon. They come and go, but there'll be something similar. But I just love how that works, the sheerness of that. Okay, so let's just pop these in here real quick, and then we're going to decorate the cover, and then the only thing left to do is make those cards, and it's only going to take a few minutes here for that. So this is one of the reasons I really like these pockets. So then you can just put your tags down in your pockets. And I know we got our guys here somewhere. It was toward the back one. Yeah, so then that one will go in there nicely. And you don't have to put them in there. I mean, you know, sometimes I'll just put them in the book, like I'll attach them wherever it makes sense, kind of attach them there. I have also before put a brad and did a swivel, you know, made a swivel out of it, but you can certainly also put them in the pockets. There we go. So I was wondering, I was thinking maybe this would go in here, but I would want to ink it up to match a little bit. So I'm not sure that is going to work after all. Love that cat. Okay, so let's see what I've got so far. For the cover is I got these. These were also in one of my mystery boxes. So Prima flowers. I'm trying to see what they are if you would be interested in them. Doesn't give you. Oh, here they are. Allure Jewel Mix. So that's what it is. Allure Jewel Mix. And I love these. So look how that purple one goes. That is just beautiful. So I'm going to use that somewhere in here on the cover, probably over there. And I've got these leaves. Hello. Here they are. I've got these leaves. I like how that kind of has the collage look, like the papers. So let's see if any of these will work, because you want a little something behind it, you know. So on my fall one, I put it away. I had it out, but I put it away. I used a bling, and I might do that for this one too. So, you know, I was wondering if some of these gives them some of that collage feel there. Ooh, look at that one. Let's see. What do you think? I don't want them just like that. They look like they're horns or something. Want them offset a little bit, maybe. And then what I used for the fall one was one of those Say It With Crystals. And I've got more of those. That might be a good thing to put there. All right, so I still have these left over from my other project, and I don't want them this long, so I think I'm going to cut this one. You know, you can cut these, so they cut pretty nicely, and then just, I rarely use a full one on things. I find that you don't need that much, so I kind of would go, oop, lost my leaves, didn't I? You know, just give it a little extra interest there. And maybe it's best to glue these leaves on where I want them first, and then we'll glue it down. But we first need to, so I just didn't want it looking like rabbit ears or something. First we'll need to put our little bling down. I think that'll be good. I think I'm going to start on this side and head up so that I make sure I get the bottom where I want it. And I typically will just get it started and then peel the plastic as I'm going along. Oop. not curved too much. There we go. They're pretty pliable. So there we go. I don't like how that kind of has an end there. I might have to put something on that. All right, let's glue these babies down, and then we'll put them on the cover. I like that. And the thing about these junk journals, I don't feel like you need a ton on the cover because, you know, they've already got a lot of imagery going on and color and everything. So it just takes like a little bit of embellishment. All right, so now let's do our cards. And again, you could use these for Halloween cards to give out. And I'm just going to, you could take your trimmer and trim with your trimmer or just use your big scissors. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use my big scissors and cut as straight as I can cut, which isn't always straight, but I feel like sometimes these things are hard to line up on the trimmer. So we've got airborne and alluring. We've got bewitchingly chic, landing smooth and sleek. We've got wheels up, broom down, Halloween glamour is in town. And then we've got broom down, party up. So I kind of wanted to make it like she's leaving for the party, she's up in the air, and then she's making her descent, and then she lands and she's heading to her party. So that's why I did them like that. And then we've got all kinds of verses on here. I won't read them all to you, but you can see. We'll just do one. From sky to street, she makes her descent. On laughter and mischief, her night is spent. The candles flicker, the music's loud. She's the witch who will wow the crowd. And so that's really why I named my business Artful Authoring, because I was writing fiction before I started creating my art books, but I found, you know, like ideas are constantly bombarding me, and it was that way when I was writing too, but you cannot write that fast because you've got to write and then you've got to edit, and it just it slows down. As fast as my brain works, it slows the process down. So with these art books, as I get ideas, you know, as I get inspiration, I could just go ahead and create them, and then they're done. So now another thing I thought we could do, or you could do, is, you know, you could glue these down, and for sake of time I won't do, because you know how you would just cut your cardstock to the same size, and then you could glue the front down on the cardstock, and then the back, glue the other one, your verse, down on the back of the cardstock. Or if you wanted to, you could glue these together and mix and match. But I know what I was going to do. I was going to let you know the size. So, of course, they're going to be half of the paper is 8.5 by 11. So they're going to be 5 by 5 by 4.25. At least that's what they should be. Yeah, so that's going to be 4.25. So 4 1/4 by 5.5. So then, because you had 4 of them per page. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. That's everything for today, and I am making books like crazy. 'Tis the season, so I'll be back. Thank you.